Now I want to talk about energy dynamics. Say this is the teacher and these are the youth. And here's you, the youth director. You stay and you do your job. You hold space. This is a circular form and it's the best way to go. This way nobody's really at the head, everybody's sharing. And this holds the kids more responsible to be good listeners when each other is talking, that you're not the boss and everybody's having to pay attention to you. If you have a rectangle table, have the volunteers sit in the middle so it's more of a circular energy. This way each kid has more responsibility to the group. You want to teach everybody about group mind. So you guys are operating as a unit and not as only a leader and, a teacher and students. The dynamic that often happens is one of the youths will be having too much energy. So what this may look like is they may be very loud and obnoxious and interruptive and leaving the group on a regular basis and fighting with the other kid. So this kid here ends up becoming the leader when that happens. And then these people don't get to enjoy the class. All the attention goes in this direction. That's not why they came. So when the teacher ends up in this situation, she's not serving the group. And if we have a group dynamic, we can give everybody in the group leadership responsibility. So if this one's acting up, this one can say, hey, you're acting up. Please come join the group. Please don't behave like that, and they give them permission to help manage the energy that's going in the group. If the teacher doesn't know how to do this and doesn't give permission to these kids, then we're going to end up with this situation. So totally empower the youth to be leaders in the group. If this kid is over here, these two kids are definitely trying and sometimes not achieving and get crowded by his energy, his or her energy. It is best to have this kind of child next to the teacher so the teacher may help subside some of that energy. Now this kid might be troubled. They might be having conflict. They might be depressed. They might be on too much sugar. We don't know what this child's problem is, except that they have too much energy. So if you, the youth director, comes around and says, oh, this child has too much energy, instead of, oh, this child's making everybody else mad, and there's a problem here. The only issue is this child has too much energy. So it is easiest to come over here. This group can now function in a harmonious way, and this child can get the attention that they need from the youth director. Now, when the child has too much energy, they need an outlet. Hey, what's going on? Oh, and then when they're witnessed, when their problems are identified, a little attention, a little understanding, a little love. And that's what you get to do as a youth director. Love on the child that needs it most, calm them down. They may have to go outside and do laps and just run around and run around and run around and get their energy out. They may need to do jumping jacks and have you watch them do jumping jacks. They just may have too much physical energy. So once you are able to minimize the energy so that they can become a part of the group again, you'll be in better shape. And then they can change their color, come back in, say, I feel better now, and the group dynamic can get back into shape. What other thing happens, though, sometimes, is whatever's going on with this kid, this child, may be an issue with your volunteer. So the volunteer gets triggered by their behavior because, as we know, like energy attracts like. If this dynamic is happening, as you notice this going on, later you can say, hey, what is it about this child that triggers you? And then they can get their self in check and you can work with them doing treatment work or just witnessing what their issues are. So make sure that this isn't happening because this sometimes happens as well. Let's see what else here. these children, sometimes they just have too much energy to sit still. There is a therapy where the child can sit on like those yoga balls, those exercise balls, and that will help their physical energy sit still. If you have something like that, you can give it a try, or have them bring their own ball. And you know, children they